What up, y'all? So there's gonna be lots of energy, right? So when you practice semen retention, right, you will have, quadruple a lot of energy, right? So you're just out here, walking, doing what you gotta do, handling your business, right? You're out here just, doing what you gotta do, right? Handling your business, day to day, and doing what you gotta do, right? So you're gonna have lots of energy, right? And that's all because you practicing, keeping the laws, the statutes, the commandments, right? Obeying the Most High and following after Scripture, right? And not being of this world, right? Being different from everybody that's out here, that's walking in, wickedness, right? We staying away from those who walk in wickedness, those who's walking in darkness, walking in darkness, and those is of this world, right? So we're different from everyone else, right? And this is why we get the stares, right? This is why some might look at us and all type of different how they look at us, man. All type of they facial expressions and all that they do to us, man. But we don't let none of that stuff deter us, right? Because we know what we're doing, right? We staying in the walk, right? We're just not out here being we're not being all over the place. All right, we staying on the straight and narrow path, right? Those is of the world, they kind of like all over the place, right? So this is why you're looking at us and looking almost as if you're looking for direction, right? As they're looking like where they have to go, and this is why on a sharing our path, we can help those and lead them back to the Messiah, right? So it's a narrow path for a reason, right? As the Messiah said, very few find it, right? So only a few of us, very few of us out here that's talking about the word, preaching, as it says in Scripture, preach in season and out of season, right? So you have to preach in season and out of season, and know that this is how you're supposed to be, doing the work and moving, and helping those, and getting towards the narrow gate, right? So this is what we have to do, and this is why this walk is a narrow path for a reason, and this is what we're gonna keep on doing and come with these words to help lift those who need to be lifted, and this is what we gotta do, right? So you have lots of energy when you practice semen retention, right? You are not out here just doing all this in this sexual activity that's what promotes all the lusts out here. This all the lust is running rampant out here. You gotta just stay away from all that stuff, and walk and be different from the rest of the world, right? So this is gonna be lots of energy, right? So when you out here practicing retention, you're gonna have lots of energy, right? So everybody take care. Have an awesome, wonderful Baruch Shabbat and Shalom.